Welcome back to the streets. I have something for my urban folks out there. Today is the day that we unleash the power of your own urban garden. Now, it might not seem like much, but if the shit hits the fan, it's going to seem like a lot. In fact, it might be your go-to in what you're going to eat and what you're not going to eat. Now, imagine the world where everything that you need to survive is going to be on the side of your wall. It's going to be on your balcony. It's going to be on a vertical, what do you call that? The vertical planter. It's going to be on the rooftop, and all of it has nothing but greens and flowers. Now, we're looking specifically on the greens, things that you put into your mouth, things that you're going to eat, right? These are things to survive. The simplest of things, this is for you to at least maintain one, food. Next, we'll go to water. Now, I don't know. I know that there's these stupid laws that you can't catch rain. Like, what kind of fucking law is that? That the very element of this, like I tell you, we're not free here. We get taxed or punished if we collect rainwater. Damn, I know how the Native Americans felt when I don't know how they felt. I'm just saying that they would, in the sense of that they would take away what's natural to them and give them something that's not natural. I mean, the system's bad, man. It's really bad. But gardening is step number one. A small garden that can sustain you and your family. That's what you're looking for. Believe it or not, this movement has already taken root in the cities. In fact, I think I seen a movie. I think it was John Wick or one of those. They were having all these plants or stuff on the top of the rooftops. My bad. And it's like, you know what? You don't have to be out there in the suburbs. You don't have to be out in the country to have your own garden, to have your own food sustenance. You could be in the city. And if you're surviving through stuff, if you're going through stuff, or maybe you just want to live this way, maybe it's okay to live this way. And I think it is now. This can be an option for you. Either way, these are critical steps to sustainability in a world that's ever changing, especially if there's chaos in the world and you have no way to feed yourself. In the heart of every city lies the potential for a green environment, a green revolution, green whatever you want to call it, a green lifestyle, your own little freaking market. I don't know what you want to call it, but you know what I mean. Every city, every rooftop, every indoors, what you can use, what area you have right now, and make the best out of it. Now, for me, my biggest thing is the spiders, but we'll get to that another time, maybe. Whether you're perched in a high rise or you're nestled in a suburban home, these next steps are going to be for you. Even in the smallest spaces, you can yield an impressive bounty for yourself. Now, let's get to it. Start small. Begin with easy to grow herbs and leafy greens. I know I did. I think I started out with radishes, chilies, celery, watermelons. No kidding. And I'm in the suburbs. When I was in the city, I was doing the same thing. But start with something small. Get the dirt going. You want to fertilize that dirt. If you don't know what that means, look that up. There's different ways to compost. And what you're doing is you're getting the vitamins, you're getting the minerals, or whatever you call it, the minerals from the dirt. And it helps the food that you're going to eat. But you know the little things, mint. Be careful with mint, by the way, because mint goes out of control. If you don't like a neighbor and you share grass with them, you know there's only a fence that separates you. Plant some mint. I didn't tell you that, but yeah, plant some mint. That shit grows everywhere. It's like weeds and like bamboo shoots. Bamboo shoots are the worst. If you really hate that neighbor, bamboo shoots before you move out specifically. But these small plants require little room, if anything, minimal. And you're going to be able to plant these things. And I mean, sunlight's going to be your main thing, or maybe some lights, or what do you call the red lights. And I really want to get into the small leafy greens, the little small plants. I don't know what they call those small, I don't know what they are, micro plants, or I think they're what they call them. I want to really get into that stuff. But I'm speaking more like spinach. I'm speaking more like celery, mint. You can grow strawberries. Raspberries are big bushes. You got to be careful with them. But all these things are good nutrients for your body. You can utilize vertical gardening. There's these planters that I think you put them on the wall and they kind of go sideways. You can utilize those. I would recommend that if you have the room. It's perfect for climbing plants, tomatoes, and beans. And you don't give up any floor space for this. If you don't have no ground soil, get yourself a container garden. Make sure that these pots and containers that you have adequate drainage and that you have high quality mix, like the compost mix that I'm trying to share with you. If you can't get that, there's a way to make it, but there's certain things you can use to enrich the dirt. Again, a lot of this stuff, if you do this now, you're not struggling to do it later. You already are set. Like I said, you do the little things now. When or if the shit hits the fan, it may never hit the fan. But if it did, you have something inside your space that nobody may know about. You're safe from people seeing your bigger gardens outside. They're going to want to get in and get some of that. Trust me. If shit hits the fan, zombie apocalypse, they're coming for your food outside. But if it's inside or somewhere enclosed, they might not be able to see it. So for the composting, you can take your kitchen scraps, like all the foods, the peelings and everything, and you can recycle that. It reduces the waste, first of all, and it provides good nutrient-filled additives to your dirt. And you can show, there's a life cycle. You're putting that type of stuff like banana peels, potato peels, you're sticking that into the dirt. It will decay. Worms will come and worms are the ones that actually do all this stuff, I believe. But that's another thing for your composting. You're going to want to reuse all the scraps and collect rainwater and learn the art of efficient watering. Okay, so some places, some cities, got to be careful, because if they see you do this, they'll fine you. I think you got to get a permit or something. But if the shit hits the fan, fuck them. Do what you got to do. Figure out how to have your own water that's filtered, so you don't have diarrhea and die off from dysentery like the Oregon Trail, however you want to say it. You want to make sure it's filtered. Remember, when you're collecting, morning or evening is the best time to do so, especially for like evaporation and stuff. The sun will cause your water to evaporate. And if you're trying to hold your water in, make sure that it's those time of days where the heat's not taking away. You know what I'm saying? It's when you ever been to a place like Texas, Florida, it rains and it's like super humid. That's part of the evaporation. It's just the water that was on the ground evaporating up. You kind of want to conserve that water. You want pollinator plants. You want plants that will, like, the butterflies and the bees will come to, such as lavender, marigolds, etc. You know what I'm talking about, right? Look for pollinator plants. They're not just pretty, okay? They're meant for biodiversity. It's meant for maintaining like pollination for the bees. You need pollination. Now, the thing about bees, if the bees were to be gone they said 7 years after that, we'd all be dead. We'd have no food source, literally, because they pollinate stuff. Unless we figured out a scientific way to repollinate, they're the ones. They're the ones, baby. That's the life cycle right there. So this is just minimal, okay? Plants. If you want to start doing the squashes, and you have some space outside, do so. Understand where you're at, and what plants you have and how much sun that they need. If there's some that don't need a lot of sun, make sure that you don't put that directly in the sun, because it will kill your plant. Make sure it's always watered. Careful, because spiders and other things are going to want to attack it. Be careful with the water that you give your plants, because you can also cause diseases by giving it the wrong thing. Seriously, I've been told that, but I can be wrong. I mean, you've seen plants that you've grown and they have like all this brown stuff growing on it. It could be a bug too. So you have to try to take care of it. I would say don't buy all those chemicals that you see at the store. I wouldn't. I would go with the natural remedies, especially for your own body. Go for yourself, the natural remedy. The clock is ticking though, and the time to act is now. Our cities, our health, and our planet demand action. Our cities, our health, and our planet demand action. But when it comes to survivability, you need to start your urban gardening journey right now. Remember, explore out there, see what you have. Right now, while shit's still okay, if you're hearing this and the shit hit the fan, all I can say is take this information. If you still have time to go do this somewhere else, get yourself to safety, get yourself somewhere where you can eat, and then follow these steps over there. Look for some of my videos that say how to survive on the streets or survive in the wilderness. But I haven't gotten there yet at this point. But maybe when you hear it, you might hear it then. It might already be done. Now, in my store, I have everything you need to start that garden. We have planters, tools, we have everything you need to start a garden. It's designed for the modern urban gardener, especially for those of you that live in the city. Especially for those of you that you want to start this lifestyle right now, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect place. I would just say, check out my store. There's a specific section that says urban gardening or gardening. Go there. That's where you start. Get yourself stuff ready. Compare what you need. Make a list of what you need, what you don't need. Make a list of how much room you have. Go from there. Remember, your balcony is the battlefield. And with our arsenal, victory is within reach. You can do this. You can take care of yourself. You can sustain yourself and others. But make sure that you're also concealed about this. Not a lot of people should know about it, because if the shit hits the fan, it should be you or your family should know about this garden or this place for you to eat and to nourish yourself. There's also plants that you should know about, the ones that provide medicine. Those plants are pretty good. You should have these plants. Check into those plants. Make sure that they're in a separate container. But these plants should help you for any kind of remedies that you may or may not need. A lot of our medicines that we have now, not the ones that they put so much synthetics in, but they derive from plants. I think, don't quote me if I'm wrong. Didn't penicillin come from like molded bread? I think. I don't know. And remember, the movement's more than a hobby. Okay, you're gonna face things in your life, or you may face things in your life that you may not have no control over, but at least this you will. And for an outdoorsman that has lived in the suburbs, I have seen firsthand what these plants can do. Not just the difference that it can make in my garden, though, the difference that it made in my life. Because a lot of the medicines that I used to take, I stopped taking them. There are side effects of some of the medicines they give us. And we all know Big Pharma. I'm not going to go against you guys. I'm not going to say nothing because we already know how it is with you guys. I'm just saying, I don't trust you. Don't trust you. So for the most part, I'm going to be using natural stuff. I'm going to be showing other people how to grow your own stuff. I'm just giving you right now little tips and tools on where to start. And first thing is start your garden. Start your urban oasis. Start your urban jungle. Start whatever you want to call it. Start it. Start it for your health. Most of all, in your survival. Reconnect with nature. Reclaim your food. Reclaim your health. And become more resilient by doing it. We're living in a world where self-sustainability and every act of it and self-reliance, it counts. Urban gardening is a powerful tool in this battle. And that's why I'm sharing this stuff with you so that you can get yourself going. It's a way to turn back the clock and prepare for the future at the same time. So remember, roll up your sleeves. It's one seed at a time, and let's do this. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all take care.